in the prelims as well. So yeah, that is good with these kind of systems. So have a strong motivation not to give up any inch of your gameplay.
Yeah. And yeah, that is. I guess we can have a little bit of discussion, or are we gonna take the placement prediction?
I would take the predictions already,
and then start the discussion.
Yeah, let's do it this way. So start. We actually have a list that we made. It was based on Kutamo's preliminary work, and me and Henka also reviewed it. So we could actually take that one. So we have Kutamo in here, who is gonna show us the.
Yeah, Kutamo is too handsome. He can't be on camera.
Yeah.
So that's why he is our technical admin. But yeah, could you show maybe the list onto the stream?
He's chatting back, so making sure that all of your comments are valued, answered.
You want to see the predictions?
Yeah, predictions.
So here is, you see it first on our channel live stream. Our predictions for the main event 2017 Worlds. I just want to open with saying that it was really hard, and I think every placement from 1 to 7 can change a lot. It's going to be a really interesting battle. I think my personal view on this is that all of these 7 teams have a legit possibility to make it to the finals. Well, I can start with Stockholm, maybe. As I said, a huge question mark. Depending on how much they've trained, no one knows. And then what kind of, how much they're gonna learn. Because if they haven't trained, 1 week is still a lot of time to remember. Your old moves, your old tactics, your team play. So yeah, I think they're gonna start slow maybe, but they're gonna come up. And it just depends how high. I see them as a possible finalist also.
They have not a single weak player on their team. So all players are solid, and they have different styles of players. Pilan maybe being a bit sneaky player, but really strong in all senses, in duel as well, in solo, being by himself. Charnstig, so Agent Kurre. Who is ultra fast. I think he still does running events more than he has ever done zone events. So a guy who runs a lot in his life, and it really shows that he's fast one in the arena as well. And then Dutcher, Jukka, Artful Dutcher, one of the smartest players I've ever played against in team formats. Always find a way to support his team. If there is a gap that needs a player, he finds that gap, and it shows he's playing volleyball on a high national level, and kind of elite player also outside the zone.
Yeah. He's and he's, as you said, he's really smart. And speaking of efficiency today, he's one of the most efficient players. You don't see him do random stuff, or he sometimes seems lazy in the arena. He actually does seem lazy, and then you go wow, where did he get that score when you come out of the arena? Because sometimes he makes it look so easy. He doesn't make a lot of effort to make the score, or that's how he makes it look.
Yeah,
and still he ends up in the top. So
and he's long. His 2 slow steps are 3 steps of mine. So even if he doesn't play so fastly, we can move at the same pace. Yeah. But as you said, interesting to see. Then we have a Finnish team, SFP. This time, they are not probably used to be evaluated, I would say, this low. And I think our prediction is just placed on, of course, their recent performance, but I think the lack of training is the main reason in here.
Yeah, and this is a team we really discussed before the stream also.
Yeah,
And we had a lot of different options, opinions, and like scenarios how it might turn out.
yeah,
And one of my point is that this team is a solid team, and they seldom lose a game. Even
Mm.
if they don't win a game, maybe always, but they seldom come third. So they're used, or like their gameplay makes them come second a lot of the times.
yeah,
And that's why I see especially this final grid making it like really possible for them to make the finals, because you can make the finals with becoming second in the semifinals. So, and it is a like super experienced team.
yeah,
The core team has been the same for like a long time, almost centuries.
yeah,
But so if you give them an opening and a chance to win, they will take it for sure, and they
Yeah.
will use it, no problem. And then the fact that they know how to play, like avoiding to be last, so
Yeah.
they have a legit chance, in my view, to come to the finals. But placing them sixth also shows how strong this competition is. Like
yeah.
I'm looking
I
at
agree.
this, and we looked at this for a long time, this list, and we were like, how should we place them? Because every team here has a chance from a placement 1 to 7. So it is.
Yeah. Even Stockholm can make it to the final.
Yeah.
So that's what it makes it hard. Maybe difference between these 7 teams and the next teams. I think there we see a bit of kind of potential gap, though. We expected at least one of the French teams to make a surprise, or
Yeah.
one of the maybe Australia or New Zealand too. But we know for sure that all of these 7 teams are strong.
Yeah.
And we are getting comments like SFP is placed too low, but could you then tell us what is the team that should clearly be like the 7th or something, because we cannot tell it. This is just, we wanted to make it interesting, wanted to be brave enough to make a prediction, and we, at least I still stand behind SFP being 6th, because I know Cobras have been training like crazy, Majestic 5 as well, and Legacy, well, we have an upgoing trend, and I see no reason why that wouldn't continue, since our players are also strong individuals. Hard for many teams to find any clear weakness to expose with Nexus especially.
Yeah, and also just to comment on the outside of this top 7 that we haven't placed here, it is also partly because lack of knowledge.
Yeah,
Just clearly, we don't have the experience, we don't know about these guys, we haven't played against you, so I hope you surprise us and you make it to that top 7. But as you said, these top 7 we know, we have played against, tough bunch of teams. And outside of top 7 is just, we don't know that much of you. And we expect that you're newer players or newer to the system, so it might be a learning curve, this first Worlds for you. But we really hope to play against you, and I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, but you were right, like our team, Legacy, has also potential variance more than many of the teams, since it's still the first major international tournament for many of us.
Yeah, that is completely true. Like, I've seen you play really good games, and then I've seen you just drop out games that you shouldn't drop out on.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's also, a new team is always a new team.
Mm.
You have not the experience of every situation in different games or different situation, and if something unexpected happen, it might take you a while to adapt and learn as a team to do that. So,
Yeah.
but then again, you have a week to learn in this tournament, and that's something that also makes this tournament even harder and even tougher, that you have such a long learning curve or possibility to learn.
Yeah.
And let's say, yeah, well, next team, I'm just watching the chat, so I'm sorry, but next team, Majestic 5. Well, we a little bit also took Moomin's word, Andreas' word in his interview. He didn't place them that high.
Yeah.
Personally, I think he underplayed their expectations.
I think so as well. Yeah.
Maybe trying to take some pressure off of the newer guys on their team, but I really solidly think that they can make the finals, no question asked. Like, but again, it's gonna be super tight. But they have Moomin, got the Slanish, a really hard like trio, training as crazy, and then they have like Volki, who is a support player,
Yeah.
like more defensive player, and then they have good upcoming players, Super Black Panther. But I don't think Super and Black Panther has been. Super has been in Finland, right? But Black Panther, no.
I think Black Panther has. I'm not
Has,
completely.
okay, I'm sorry, I'm not completely 100% sure.
Yeah.
If you've been
in
abroad.
Jyväskylä, maybe. Yeah.
So please correct us in the chat. But yeah, this is a stronger team than they had in Seinäjoki in Finnish nationals this year, and they were fourth in Finnish nationals, or fifth.
I actually don't remember. This year.
This year.
They were fourth.
Yeah, I think they were fourth.
They were fourth.
And I think with Slanish on this team, it's making it even tougher, even better. So yeah, they have a good chance to make it to the finals.
Yeah, it's like I would say, for example, between us and them, it's almost, for me, it's like tossing a coin. Both of us have really good chance to finals.
Yeah, and a lot of these are gonna be super slim margins. It's gonna come to the individual player, like what kind of day do they have? Is it a good day, bad day? What kind of form? How tired? And yeah, just to the small margin in an individual game, I don't see anything. It's not gonna be big margins in any game unless someone really does something stupid.
Exactly. And then the Cobras. V-Dark, Aaron, I remember him very well from my time in Australia in 2014. So as said, I was playing with them elimination, and he's captain of the team, and he's a really smart person, same as his brother. So Danny, who was in Finland. So I really respect the thinking abilities of these guys, and I know they are hardworking as well. So I know they have learned many of their lessons and picking up the skills from here. What I think is still a bit of disadvantage, of course, for them is the settings, because they have been training a lot with these settings, but we are still more like native. Even though if players like me and probably Moomin and some of us and Nihil, Wolverine and the older ones have been starting to play with different settings, we have still been able to play for something like 13 years with these settings. So that background against teams like GP are really tough challenges. I think that even though when they are really smart, really good, they have to play their A game to make it to the final.
Yeah, I actually hope to see them in the final. A piece of me hope to see them.
Yeah.
And it would be really nice to see, because also a lot of discussion has always been that Australia doesn't send a good team or a top team to Worlds, and now they do. It's a legit finalist team, got second in this year's last year nationals, I guess. So it is a really good team, and as I said, if you train that much and you train half a year with the setup, you have the time to adapt. Of course, there is going to be this. I'm not taking that away. It's going to be a small margin when you're a native player on those setups.
Yeah.
But then again, we also have longer gameplay. That's more to their setup. We have reloads that we never play with in Finland, Sweden, that they are used to. So I think it's going to be quite balanced in the end. And I really think that this team should at least not be underestimated. They stated themselves that they're going to make it to the finals. So yeah, I'm hoping that they will make it to the finals, and
yeah.